Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your mid-month reading. Oh my goodness, we've got the wheel, change and possibilities coming in. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that beautiful octopus. I love this octopus, and it's all about, you're going to have a lot on your plate with your 8 arms going all over the shop, and lots of things are expanding and opening up for you, but it does require you to be a little bit flexible. And it's interesting because we are moving from Libra season into Scorpio season, and in all the readings, I'm feeling a change of tone, of intensity, stepping into the Scorpio energy. But we are moving into eclipse season, so change, the Wheel of Fortune, opening and expansion is a real thing that's coming in, fated energy around that. So there is an eclipse occurring on the 25th, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world. It's a new moon in Scorpio. It's a partial eclipse. And yeah, I'm seeing that it's opening a lot of people up to this change and possibilities. It's not quite as dramatic as a lot of the eclipses. It does feel kind of gentler in a way, but there's a lot of intensity to the energy. So I'm loving that that's come out for you, the Wheel of Fortune, quite literally coming through, which is fantastic. So let's see what else is shifting and changing for you at the end of the month, Aquarius. So a few cards have come out here. Let's see, we've put these two. I'm going to put all 3 of them together, actually. So lots of cups, all about your emotions, your feelings. So it's interesting. I was going to mention with the octopus, it's an animal that comes up from the deep ocean. So from those deep recesses. So something from your soul energy could be coming up and expanding, but it also could be deep emotions coming up too. And we're seeing this here with Cup 4, Neptune Cancer, Cup 2, Moon Cancer, and Cup Princess, Water Palace. So all these feelings, you're managing all other people's feelings, your own feelings, someone else's feelings, lots of feelings in here happening. So in the center, the 2 of Cups, Moon Cancer, this is very much to do with relationships, very close relationships to you. So it doesn't have to be romantic, but often it can be people that represent family or feel like soul tribe, soul family, because of the Moon Cancer energy, and also maybe people that you've living with or have lived with in the past. So that's something that's coming up. Significant relationships is coming up, and there's shifts in terms of how you're feeling, because it's kind of, the Cup 4 Moon, Neptune Cancer is where something felt a bit like blur, not really sure about it, how I'm feeling about this person or this relationship, or maybe one of you's just feeling a bit blur and off. But then the Cup Princess is where there's new feelings that emerge. There's a new sense of something new and exciting is bubbling away on the emotional front, which is like, there's something new that's getting me out of this funk. So, yeah, interesting. So that's kind of what's coming through. A lot of things happening emotionally. Emotional expansion is happening here for you, Aquarius. So yeah, it kind of feels exciting. This Cup Princess feels like, I'm ready to there's an apprehension, nervous excitement. I'm ready to kind of step into a new energy and to be feeling differently. So, yeah, interesting. We've got 10 of Pentacles as the situation, so that often does represent something very secure, stability in your life, crossed by the King of Swords. So that can also represent family. So it's kind of a very strong family vibe happening here, or just people that feel like they are, like I said. So Aquarius, this reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all 3 of your placements if you know where they are, because they give you a fuller picture, a more holistic view of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading. Aquarius, just take what feels right and leave the rest. And there are no extended readings for the mid-monthlies this month. So, but if you are interested in any of my personalized services, the link for that is in the description box below. That includes tarot readings and healings. And so we are just going to keep going and see what's going on with this. The moon, okay? You're topped and tailed by the moon. You've got moon up there, moon down here. So it's this moon energy that's coming in, the new moon energy. It is dark because it's a new moon, but there's a lot strangely that's being illuminated, or that you're sensing or seeing in this moon, that is precipitating this some changes. So interesting, the Page of Pentacles. The Magician, the Magician energy has been coming out a lot as well, in that it's about just actively starting something new and manifesting, willing something into creation. King of Wands, stepping into your leadership, which is great, taking something on. And yeah, a lot of conflict is coming up as well. It's kind of interesting. There's a little bit of conflict that comes up that everybody has to kind of deal with. And yeah, King of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and you're kind of working on it, working on what it is that you need in relationships. But there's this beautiful Ace of Cups that comes in around that. So there's healing and the world. So I feel like, in general, Aquarius, this reminds me a lot of the Aries reading that I've just done. There's a few similar cards, and they also were crossed by themselves. Here you are, here's the Ten of Pentacles crossed by the card of Aquarius, the Ten of Swords. They were crossed by the Emperor, which is the Aries card. So it kind of almost feels like it's showing you really clearly how you've been blocking yourself and what's been stopping you from opening up to this emotional expansion and healing that's coming through with this. So you're at the end of a cycle, and the universe is kind of showing you that and then saying, okay, let's open up to the next stage. And there's a part of you that's kind of like, oh, no, I don't do that. That's not how I usually operate. But they're like, move aside, get out of your own way. There's something beautiful that's unfolding here that's opening up for you. So kind of interesting. So sometimes you're your own worst enemy, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that as well. It could be something totally different, and we'll talk about that. So the Ten of Pentacles, this is, it does look like, it is something very solid and secure in your life, like we said. So it could even represent a stable place you're living, or a stable income or job, or it could be just family in general. But the Ten of Pentacles can also often represent a legacy as well, crossed by the King of Swords. So like I said, that is the card of Aquarius. It may be that if this is not you, then it is quite literally somebody that has emotionally detached from a situation and is being very rational. And this is where they're saying it's not head, it's heart. Here, it's heart talking to you at this moment in time. So let's look at what's happening in your conscious mind. We've got the Six of Pentacles. So this is where there's a sense of looking at balance in your life and balancing of resources, balancing of the give and take of relationships, the balancing of money within relationships. So there's definitely the fact you're crowned by the card of a relationship. There's definitely relationships are going to be, and we are moving from Libra season. So relationships are always a focus in Libra season into Scorpio, the intensity of Scorpio season. So this is where the balance within a particular relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be any kind of relationship that's coming up that's going to be significant. And I kind of get a real family, somebody that's like either mother or family kind of energy around this. So the Six of Pentacles, and like I said, people don't actually have to be family to feel like family as well. But the Six of Pentacles is where in your conscious mind you're looking at wanting to rebalance something that's been out of balance in terms of the material resources. So this could be around issues around money, could be around time. You don't give me enough time. You don't get what you need from a relationship or from somebody, some kind of resource. So maybe there's not enough room or living space, or, it can be, interestingly, with Neptune in there, it could be looking at where some things have become blurred between your emotions or somebody else's, or boundaries could have got blurred. So there's some interesting things coming in, and it's potentially where somebody's giving a little bit of extra this month, or thinking about it, or you're thinking that you want more. So at the base, we've got the moon. So the moon, it's interesting. It's a luminary, so it does illuminate things. But this moon that we're talking about is a new moon, so it's a dark moon. And the moon often brings in a sense, it is around the home. Moon represents home and family as well. And your emotions, your intuition, how you're feeling about all these things and these people in your life. And the moon card sometimes comes up when there's some confusion or some things just aren't clear. So there's something that hasn't been quite clear around the boundaries here, or around how you've been emotionally connected to somebody. In the recent past, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So there has been messages coming in around whatever this resource is. So there's been some kind of message that's come in around either time, money, health, home, whatever it is around this material, the pentacle energy coming through for you. So yeah, there has been some kind of message coming in, which has actually been good. There's been some kind of new development, which has helped balance things. That's something that's come through as well. But we have in the near future the Magician. So this is where you're going, right, I'm drawing resources towards me. How am I going to help this expand and grow, this relationship that I find myself in at this moment in time? So it actually feels like if you're having financial issues or emotional issues with somebody, there's opportunity here to kind of really look at something and open to new change and new possibilities within those realms of the relationship. So interesting with the Magician energy, it's working out the how. How is this going to happen? How are we going to expand? How are we going to bring about the change? How are we going to open up to these new possibilities? And sometimes this can be someone with expertise that comes in and can be somebody that could help you do this. So the Magician energy, yes, it's kind of it's the start of a cycle. It's a powerful manifestor, manifesting and willing something into creation. You're presenting as the King of Wands, so you're very much, take charge of the situation. The King of Wands is like ready to take action, ready to getting really motivated with something, and stepping into your own leadership. So just taking control in a way, but it's a wand, so it's about your motivation, your desires, your passions as well. So you're willing to take action on those things, which is actually really, I think it's really important. So we have as the energy surrounding you, the Knight of Swords. This is a Gemini energy. It's actually really fast-moving energy, so things are moving quickly. Things are going to move fast, especially when it comes to the emotions, the feelings, and how things. That's why it's kind of like with the octopus energy requiring a lot of managing different. You've got 8 arms managing all these different emotions that are going on, whether they're yours or somebody else's, and requiring a lot of flexibility. So this Knight of Swords is like on a mission. It's this quest, a determination to go, right, I've got an opportunity here to rebalance something in my life, and I'm going to do the best that I can with that. And so the energy, hopes and fears, you've got the Strength card. This is your opposite sign, Leo energy coming in. So the Strength card comes in where you might be doubting whether you're strong enough to do this, quite literally, but it comes in when you're gathering courage, you're getting brave about something. So, I think that ultimately it's like that you're taking something on, and there's been a lack of clarity around this relationship or this feeling or how resources are being shared and spent, and it's just a matter of, for getting the bravery to kind of address this in some way. So we have as the outcome, the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So this is where there's some wounds are being triggered under the surface because of conflict. So especially around this fella here, the King of Pentacles, which is resources and money. So there is something that's coming up here, a conflict where something's been wounding you around whether you're getting enough. The King of Pentacles energy is like it does represent business success, money, all that sort of stuff. But it's also just resources in general. Like, what is it that you actually need? Do you need what sort of food are you eating? What sort of roof do you have over your head? What sort of space are you living in? What sort of income are you earning? How's your money working for you? Are you getting enough time, effort, energy, and love from the people that you need to get that from? Have you been fighting about money? Like, there's all these big things that are coming up here, and that's exactly what this moon is doing. It's kind of just showing everybody something, and then that's been like underlying. Something that's been underlying there, that has been like an underlying source of conflict or an underlying block in some way, and it's come up and suddenly you see it and it's like, oh, okay, now we're going to work on it. And so this is actually really positive because here you are, the Eight of Pentacles, working on it. So you could put the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles together and say this is to do with work, business, your job. But then it's got the Ace of Cups, which is beautiful. This is the birth of feeling differently, the birth of something new, the birth of love, the birth of joy, the birth of happiness. So if you've been feeling a bit blur about your work or about a particular relationship or about something going on around the home, this is where it's going to start feeling so much better. Those little wounds are coming up to the surface to be cleared out. And then you're working on whatever issues there are. And then the Ace of Cups brings that beautiful healing of love that comes through cycle of healing love, just feeling so much more, so differently about the situation. So this is why I like the fact that the World card has come up as a major energy, because it's saying there's a completion of a cycle. Something is over here. So whatever this old energy where there's been a little bit of tension, conflict and wounds, there's an opportunity here with this Page of Pentacles to go no more. So yeah, it's actually really lovely. And the World is completion, celebration, fulfillment. Like it's beautiful. You're at the end. And so it's interesting. You've got the World card, which is the end. You've got the Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful new beginning of the new cycle. And you've got the Magician, which is also number one, the starting of something new. So it's very much there's a completion of a cycle here and the beginning of something really new, which is going to bring in some more harmony around emotions and about resources and how they're spent and how that is balancing out in your world. So it's actually a really, really lovely energy. And it's kind of like this Wheel of Fortune wants to come in and expand something in your world, but it doesn't want to expand something that's not feeling great. It wants you to clear that stuff out so that it's in the right space so it can expand the good stuff. So that's what's coming in. So it's a very Scorpio, like a Libra energy. You know, you're working with other people, but you're digging under the surface and going, the Scorpio energy is digging under the surface. Libra's working with somebody else. And there's some beautiful energy to be able to transform a relationship or relationship to resources here for you, Aquarius, which is actually really lovely. So let's pull an affirmation card. It says, it is safe to look within, thank goodness, as I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs. Other people we're seeing here. I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. I mean, that is so gorgeous, isn't it? Seeing a magnificent being within, wise and beautiful, and then loving what you see in yourself, which is really lovely, really, really beautiful. So this energy is asking us to look within and look at what sort of blocks and wounds have been holding us back, which is intense, but it also precipitates these wonderful new cycles of feeling differently and, yes, perhaps even seeing yourself differently. So this change and expansion that comes in with the possibilities is potentially you, you expanding and growing. So yeah, beautiful. We've got, I love it, the elephant. Okay, as your charm. The elephant is also a sign of abundance, a sign of prosperity and wealth. So there's a few things going on here. It is a lot to do with the material resources and relationships, or relationship to that. So it's saying at the moment, what it is that you're doing is taking some big steps. Every step that you take is a big one, and taking big strides that could have a longer term effect. So a positive longer term effect. So that is the energy that's coming through here. And elephants, and then there's something really, there's a celebration here that's coming of spirit that's coming in with the elephant, which is really lovely. And they keep showing me a passage of time, like a long distance of time, like a long distance coming up to this point. There's been a long distance of time, and it's kind of interesting. Elephants are very matriarchal. You're crowned by Cancer, a lot of moon in Cancer, which is very much like the mother, how you're nurturing and looking after yourself, how you've been taught to look after yourself, how you've been taught to deal with resources. And so you might be actually healing a lot of things that are happening on your mother's side of the family, like ancestral lineage is something that could be coming through with this. So Yeah, but there's a long memory associated with it. Absolutely. There's a long memory. So these are kind of old things. They're old relationships. They're people that have been around, which is why I kind of got that family vibe thing. You know, it's long distance. I mean, well, it's a bit like a long-term friendship or a long-term partnership, or, you know, just some, you know, memory's long and it's bringing up a whole heap of things. So, but it feels like there's these really huge positive steps forward here that are opening you up to the change and possibilities of the Wheel of Fortune, which is really fantastic. So that's it, Aquarius. That's your reading for the mid-month and for looking at the eclipse energy that's coming through for you, which is actually pretty nice, I would say. So that's it. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to hear how this is resonating. And if you're interested in my personalized services, the link for that is in the description box below. And take care, Aquarius.